We're among the country's leading aviation lawyers. We've tried cases all over the country from Massachusetts to Hawaii. Our cases have involved crashes of all sorts of aircraft, from the smallest ultralight to single-engine piston airplanes to helicopters, Boeing 737s, 747s, all the way to the Concorde supersonic transport. We've taken on almost every U.S. airline from United, American, Delta, Alaska. We've gone toe-to-toe with most of the large manufacturers, from Boeing to the Textron companies. And in cases that involve, for example, air traffic control error, we've gone up against the U.S. government. We, of course, represent many passengers' families, but a lot of pilots' families, too. Families of military pilots, families of commercial pilots, and aerobatic pilots. In fact, we represented the family of one Blue Angel, and recently, the family of an aerobatic pilot who had been inducted into the U.S. Hall of Fame. Those families choose us first because of our record. Over our career, we've won for our aviation clients well over $100 million in settlements and verdicts. Second, families choose us because they understand the importance of having as your lawyer someone who really knows aviation. I'm a pilot. I sit in the left seat. I fly light airplanes, jets, and helicopters. I routinely pilot aircraft through some of the country's most complex airspace. I fly instrument approaches to minimums. I've dealt with emergencies such as electrical failures, control failures. I've even had my share of in-flight engine failures. Look, it's great to rely on paid experts when you're preparing an aviation case for trial, but unless you've logged lots of time in the left seat and know how an aircraft reacts to a pilot's input, there's some issues you're just not going to pick up on. You're not going to properly investigate those issues. You're not going to be able to fully understand them. You're sure as heck not going to be able to explain it all to an insurance company, a judge, or a jury. You're just not. To some extent, unless you have flight experience, you're always going to be faking it, and it will show. That's why defendants almost always have on their team a trial lawyer who's a pilot. It just makes sense for a plaintiff to have one too.